All right, y'all, let's get into Trump, General Lee, Robert E. Lee, and connect some light together on this, okay? So the Robert, that's connected to the still, and the still is connected to the nation dividing, the stolen election, and just different things coming up to divide the nation and to get that patriots to rise. Because in that 9/11, the first time we got that Patriot Act. So this next twin 9/11, we're going to get that patriots to act, and this is tied to that abomination of the dissolution that's been set up now by Trump going to jail and these things that are unfolding in our nation, okay? So this is why it's telling us that when you see these things, we need to flee to the mountains when you're in certain areas, okay? And that land of the Judea nation is America, where it's the middle of America over to the East Coast, okay? And that Bible Belt area is that rural focused land of Judea and the Deep South and such. So these are those areas where you need to go to those high places. As well as the coastlines, okay? The coastlines, those are the cost lines. And until the reset is done, you got to go to the high place, okay? Because the floods are coming, in a matter of speaking. And that marine life is going to be everywhere, okay? So, that marine life leaves hells everywhere. So the 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. The 28 is connected to Trump being at 82 time frame. And that is kind of when he comes back and gets his crown. That's an 88 in a matter of speaking over there. And it's also the 16 for the 1/6. And that's that 1/6 for that day 6. For that living God and those types of things. Anyways, as he is coming back, he is gathering up the tribe of the donation, that charity, okay? Those ones who are being burned, the ones who are going into hell on earth. So as the nation is dividing, okay, Kamala is there. She's the dark moon, okay, and she's starting to peek out. Because as we are starting one day, the other day is ending. And as the other day ends, her light starts to shine, okay? So as she's getting brighter, Biden starts getting darker. And he starts to go away, and however they're going to work this, okay? So as she gets stronger, and she just was today made that gun czar, in a matter of speaking, and she's already the border czar, so this is setting up that fuel. So, Robert E. Lee is that Henry Light Horse. And that light horse is tied to that Bud Light, the hen ray. That hen is a woman, that ray is that light. It's Henry Light Horse Harry. All right, and that Harry is tied to the Kamala Harris. And then also we have the red Harry coming in with a Megan, and the Alpha and Omega and Omegan. So all those things are connecting some things there. And that's connected to a millennial reign that's coming, because when the younger generation comes in, that's going to be connected to the millennial reign. That's when the the younger rules the older, and just different things stacking up. But the 1825, all right, you have Robert E. Lee going and joining the West Point Military Academy. Okay, the academy is the AC. All right, that's for the Antichrist, and has the atom in there in a way, and it's the my atom. But you got that was in 1825, so that's the 28 and 82 for Trump, and that's 25 for the election. All right, so 24 election. The things that we saw on January 6th, those are going to culminate. All right. And it's going to be mainly maybe because Trump can't run or Trump gets shot at. He could get like as a deadly head wound where it like grazes him. Okay, and all this would be CGI and deepfake, obviously. But we would be told a storyline, and then that would be that as a deadly head wound to where we actually get it, fulfillment of the real prophecy or whatever. And then this could lead for the Patriots to rise. But there's going to be some crazy stuff coming that's going to be CGI based per se. And this is part of the AI because it is coming on to test the righteousness of man to see if you're right or wrong about what you're buying and selling. And you already saw the dude scale the wall that were 20 feet tall and you bought it, and you're buying the dude in the Viking hat and all this other shit going on. So, anyways, so 1825, that connects us to Trump, 28, and from 25 to 28, okay? And that'd also be Trump 82. So, and then also you have Robert E. Lee. He was born in 1807, and then Trump will be 78 and 25. So that's the 1807 backwards, and that's the 78 with the crown in the middle because we're going from a middle to a middle. And as he's getting one type of crown, his final crown is going to be in 28. Okay, so the crown would be when his army rises for him finally, and then the next crown would be when he gets his actual throne, and that would be more than likely Texas, and that's where the Jerusalem, the temple, and all that stuff would be set up anew, and all those things. After the abomination of desolation, they stand in the holy place. That would be them standing in the Supreme Court or White House or whatever, just destroying it and shooting it all up or whatever. Okay. And then there's also the abomination where China comes in and finalizes America and causes that final quake in the middle of America from that big nuke or whatever, and flattens cities and all those types of things. And then the dams break and all that. But I see China doing their thing. The big China bomb or whatever, that would be more in like the middle of 2025 or whatever, after the nation falls from what goes on with the election and those types of things. Okay, so the Federation has been set up by Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, that's what he calls his little thing now. So we have that Confederation being set up by Elon Musk and the X app and the Truth Social, to where you can worship the Lord in truth. Adon means the Lord. As like Elon Musk is going to start maybe charging money, and the root of evil is or the love of money is the root of evil. So you have to go over to the Truth Social. That's free, right? So it's kind of a way to push you and call you over to Trump's platform. Robert E. Lee, he led the Army of Virginia, and that Virginia vote caused that red wave vote and whatnot they said back then, and we've been tracking that since then. But This is culminated in that time of Jacob's trouble, with Jacob and Esau being born, and that virgin Messiah being born, and that AI being born, and all those things. So all that we've been tracking. So all this stuff is now, and that was between 1862 and 1865. So the 1862 would be 26, okay, and then the 1865 would be the 56 for be Elon Musk would be 56, around 56 be 54, I think, in 2025 or 2024. Either way, it all connects to the 2026 to 2028 time frame. So that would be when he's coming back and rebuilding the temple and rebuilding Texas and all this other stuff. And then once all this stuff gets done and he gets his throne back, then they would realize what just went on, and then that's when he would die on the throne at so-called 88 or whatever. And after those 4 years, after he dies or whatever, I kind of see the people that were taken in those 40 years in the wilderness or whatever, the 40 years of bondage, just the 4 years, they may come out of that. And that's when United States of America reunites, and we become the new America, okay? And that would tie into 2032, 2033, 2034, those things. And we've done videos on all those years, way when this first started, and I was seeing way down into the tunnel, far vision, and I worked it all the way back to now, and now it's all worked out perfectly, okay? If you've been following along. So we're going to end this just because of time, and we're going to make another part 2 and then get more into the car and those types of things. But see you on the flip side.